Hello, shopkeepers, and welcome back to Teddy's Haven. There's been an update to the game since I last played, and evidently it's going to involve this desk over here, so that's going to be a neat thing. Evidently occurs after several days, so it might be a few days before we actually see it. But there have been other changes, as you can see here. We have this bridge over here, we have a portal over here. Lots going on in the game. So this is going to be another fairly long episode, most likely, because we are going to harvest things, we're going to explore again, and see what all is going on. I love the fact that they are upgrading the game. I do believe that it did not save at the end of the video there. Basically, once you end the day, that's where it saves. And so me hiring my worker and stuff, that we're going to have to redo, which is fine. That's perfectly understandable. And we'll get that taken care of when we get there. But we are going to have to re-explore the land because everything is sort of changed up again. So, not going to worry about harvesting the rock too much right now. The rocks have regrown, but we're not going to be really doing anything with the rocks for now, so not too worried about them. This is actually a good game for me to be playing right now, because I will say the last few days have not been exactly great for me. So a nice relaxing game like this is a good thing. Usually I don't get into too much personal stuff here on the channel, but this one I needed to because it does affect the channel some. So as I've been telling you guys in multiple videos, the plan was that I was supposed to be moving into a new home. I had originally hoped for on Friday of this past week, and then I would be creating my new computer and would hopefully be using that starting this week. This video I'm actually recording on Tuesday when it's coming out, for the reason that I was hoping that I'd have the new computer and be able to make this video in the higher quality graphics. As it stands, several things have happened. First and foremost, that affects this channel. The computer right now is at Best Buy being assembled, so hopefully, they said it'd be about a week. Nothing against them on that. I'm glad they're able to do that because my original plan of assembling it myself in my new house did not work out for another reason. So, very happy that I was able to get professionals that are able to assemble it. The more I worked on it, I also realized I was sort of in over my head on it, and it is much better having them do it, so that way it's going to come out correct and everything. Hopefully I'll have it in about a week. It means that this video, I believe the supermarket simulator video that's going to come out next time, and the wrestling videos for this week are all going to still be on this older computer. Every other video, basically what I'm going to do is there's going to be a new end screen that I've already made that I will have for the channel, and it will start on the new computer. So when you see a new end screen, it's going to be the end screen I'm going to use for all videos moving forward for the foreseeable future. It's going to be Planet Coaster themed since that is my favorite game, period. Well, the Planet Coaster series, I have to say, because Planet Coaster 2 working to become my favorite game. But so when you see that new trailer, it means that it is a video that was created on the new system. If you see sort of the old exit trailer, it means it was still made for the on the old system. I think the longest series I have into the future for the channel is Assassin's Creed. I completed the Assassin's Creed 3 mission of King Washington and such, and so that goes quite some time into the future, but it will be on the older computer. Assassin's Creed, I think it's Liberation is the next one, will be on the new computer. So yeah, if you see those ones for King Washington, all of that, even though it's in the future, still going to be on this particular computer. So what happened as far as the change in plans and such? Well, as I said, I was supposed to close on the home and hopefully move into it as of Friday of this past week. That did not happen. On, I want to say, Wednesday of this past week, I was informed that there was a minor issue going on with the title work for the house, and that it would have to move our moving into the new house back to probably either Monday or Tuesday. As I said, today is Tuesday, so it was sad. I was really looking forward to moving in, or at least closing on the house on Friday the 13th. As you guys know, I'm a huge horror fan, so I sort of felt that was fitting. But didn't happen, and I sort of got over it as quick as I could. It was only a couple days delay, wasn't the end of the world. I would make it work. Then I was informed on Friday that the issue was much more complicated than any of us had believed, and because of that, the closing was going to have to be moved back to the end of this month. The reason for it is, even though the people buying the home, my wife, myself, and my mother, had gotten all of our paperwork done correctly and on time, the sellers did not have their paperwork done. And it has something to do with a trustee for the property who did not sign off on it as it was supposed to. So because of that, there was this massive delay that was going to push it to the end of the month. Needless to say, that was incredibly frustrating. And so, yeah, that was definitely frustrating. But, we do want the house. It is the house we sort of like in the town where we live, and it's the one that we really had our heart set on. So, we begrudgingly said, okay, things happen, we'll move it to the end of the month, which is when I started, pushing for the computer to be completed in the meantime, because I don't want to wait for the entire month for the computer. For one, just in case any of the parts that I had purchased for some reason are not okay, I needed to know before then, so that way if I had to return them, I could. And so this weekend, I decided to start working on building a computer. I did find, as I said, that really I was in over my head, particularly with the wiring stuff. I realized I'm not going to be able to do it properly. I don't have the capabilities and skill for it. And before I get myself into a situation where I break something on it, let me take it to people who know what they're doing. So I did that. Then this past evening, this is actually sort of more toward the morning of Tuesday instead of Monday night when I should have woken up, because the weekend's been chaotic with all this stuff going on. But woke up this morning, Tuesday here, and my wife had talked to the real estate agent, and we were told that they are having to wait on their side for some attorney to sign off on things, and we are now looking at closing not being till late July. So, I'm trying to be as positive as I can. I'm going to try to enjoy this game here with you guys today, because really, I need the enjoyment some. I don't know if you guys have had such experiences yourself, but right now I'm basically in a house that is half boxed up with 3 dogs and a cat. We're having to open our swamp cooler, which for those who don't live in New Mexico or in sort of the Southwest, a swamp cooler is like a cheaper air conditioner that you have in some houses. Basically what it is it's sort of a fan that sits on the roof that draws air in from all 4 sides, and it draws it through these pads that have water drip down on them. So the pads get wet, the fan blows that wet air into the house, and because we live in a desert climate, that will cool a house by about 20 degrees. It is sorry about that. Evidently my microphone cut off. Definitely, as I said, needing to get that new computer here. But yeah, it is not nearly as good as a air conditioning unit, but it is what we have in the place that we are renting currently here, my wife and I. So, having to deal with it, having to make the best of it that we can. Not the greatest situation, definitely. But we had not opened that swamp cooler for this year, which you do have to have a plumber or somebody, unless you know how to do it yourself, come and open it, because it is sort of closed off for the winter time, otherwise your house would get quite cold. And your heat has to be turned on. Since it blows air in and it uses some of the same vents and such as the heat does, if you don't have it sealed off, then the air would blow in and could blow out your, I would guess it's called a pilot light for your heater, and that would be bad over the winter months. So yeah, you have to have it sealed off and stuff during the winter. Ours is still sealed off right now because didn't really want to pay a plumber when we were expecting to be moving. But now we're going to have it opened up. And the problem is, it is rather warm in New Mexico the last few days. Don't know how it is where you guys are. Know a lot of the country's having some bad weather. But yeah, it has been roughly, I think yesterday the high I saw was 109 degrees here. So our house has become sort of a sweat lodge. We're here with our 4 animals. The 2 of us are overheated, and it has been a very stressful time, and basically is all because of the fact that evidently the people we are supposed to be buying this home from don't know how to get their paperwork in order before they put a home up for sale. So, as I said, yeah, I'm harvesting a lot of stuff right now, and some of that is because I just needed to spend a little bit of time relaxing. This is definitely a good game to have right now. Oh, here's another one of the updates. Perfect, we found it. So we have the cat there, and with having the cat there, they have put in little houses for the cats to have now. So in theory, this cat will, I think, go in there at a point in time or something of that nature. Yeah, not sure if I can make that happen or whatnot, but it is an adorable little house here for the cat. I love those little details that they've added to this game. I think it is so neat. Really, they're improving this game a ton, and I am trying to remember everything because I think there were about 3 updates that occurred this week alone. So I am trying to remember them all and hopefully showcase them to you when they come up in the game. So I do apologize if I sort of stop what I'm saying at a point and jump to something new. But yeah, really pleased with the developers. They're really trying to make a great game here. Wish I was purchasing a house from them because of the fact that they seem to actually know what they're doing of actually getting their stuff done in a orderly manner. And yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a little bit frustrated with the sellers, and I do hold them accountable for this whole situation. It's rather ridiculous. So basically, we're in a position of we're going to give them till the end of July here, I think, when the date is supposed to be set for the closing, and I'm making it clear that this is sort of a last chance type of situation. After that point, I think the 3 of us will be having to look more, which will possibly mean that I'm going to have to spend some time away from the channel and such, trying to find a new home in another location and such, because really we're somewhat out of options right here. And sadly, much as I'd like to stay because my wife would prefer to stay close to family and such, even she's agreed we're going to have to do what's best for us at this point. It's just incredibly disheartening for both of us because this is supposed to be our first house. I had dreams definitely of how it should be to have a home and everything of that nature, and this is not it. It is not, in my mind, supposed to go this way where you do everything you're supposed to, and because of the fact that other people drop the ball, you're just sort of left waiting and waiting. So, I will keep you guys up to date as I can on that. I don't want to harp on any more for right now than this, but far as the computer goes, I had not really wanted to bring the computer into this apartment here because, as I said, this apartment leaks air badly, and it's part of the issue that this computer has had was that it has gotten extraordinarily dusty at points, and so because of that, it's had running issues, everything of that nature. Didn't want to build this really nice new computer that I'm very excited for and bring it into the dusty environment, but at this point, I don't even know when I'll have a a new home to put it in, so it's going to have to be brought in here. I'm going to try to enjoy it as much as I can here, but it's hard enjoying even playing a game like this when I can look to my left and see a stack of boxes that are just literally sitting there because they have nowhere else to go. So we are going to do the same thing we sort of ended the last episode with, as I said before. We will sort of rebuy the employee, and we will rebuy the shelving and such, so we can put some of these berries out on the shelves. That'll create more sales for us, which will make it easier to afford our employees and such. And really having that stocker is so helpful in running the shop. The cashier is nice. It makes it a little bit easier. For one, just have a little bit more ability to focus on things like the cash register and such, which I will say they made an update to that as far as I understand as well. We'll test that out once we get to the shop. With that, I believe you can now use the keypad in order to check people out instead of just clicking on the money and such. So we'll see how that goes. I don't really mind clicking on the money myself, but I like the fact that I have options. And we'll try it. Maybe I will find that I enjoy it better. Don't know. Won't know until we try it, kind of thing. But yeah, we are going to have... I know for a fact 2 of the newer games that I'm looking forward to bringing to the channel are going to be coming out in about mid-July, which is going to be a bit complicated now with this whole housing situation, because realistically they're going to be coming out, I believe, the week before I'm supposed to close on this new house, which may mean while I'm still trying to record for both of the new games, plus keep the other things on the channel up to date, I'm also going to be juggling closing and hopefully really starting to move things into the new house, because my mom is also sitting in her house with a bunch of boxes around her, and my mom is 81 years old. She does not need to be doing that. She shouldn't be doing that. A major part of the whole situation here was we were getting this house so she wouldn't have to do that. We wanted her to be able to enjoy her latter years and just have the family close together and such. And so that definitely adds to my frustration in this situation, because due to these people, that's not going on right now. So I am going to definitely, as soon as I can get into the house, push to get it set up so we can get her moved in, get us moved in, everything of that nature. So I'm going to have to really see how that impacts recording and everything. I'm just going to try my best to push physically to get the recordings done, balance with my work at my job, plus also the moving. But I will say, of all the things, if something has to sort of fall a little bit, it will most likely be the recording schedule, and I apologize in advance for that. You guys know that's not what I want to do, but family for me will always come first, and so that's where my focus will be to begin with, and then we'll just do the best we can as far as the recording schedule. I'm going to try with the new games to put out a new video each day for them. One of the games, I don't really want to say what they are yet, because especially with the sort of disappointments I've had lately, I don't want to get your guys' hopes up over the games that are going to be on the channel, because there could be disappointments in them. One, I will give you a hint, is technically not a new game. It is supposedly just a DLC for a game we already had. Guy wearing sunglasses here again. How you doing this morning? Alright. But it is supposedly just DLC for a game we've already had. But from the look of it, this DLC is pretty much going to be a game in and of itself. I would almost call it a second game in the series kind of deal. So that one is going to be a story-based game. It will have a conclusive beginning, middle, and end to it. So I will try to somewhat batch record that over a weekend, and that way you guys can see the videos on a daily basis, and hopefully that'll work pretty smoothly. The other one is not sort of a story-based, clear ending type of game. It is a simulator type game, if I remember correctly, and so it will extend into the future. It's probably going to have updates that will come out as time goes on as well. So what I will attempt to do with it is probably for the first week, maybe 2 weeks, I will put it on the channel on a daily basis. And then after that time period, it will go ahead and be assigned to a day possibly where it just is on the channel once a week, like the other simulators and such that we're doing. I'm hoping maybe, just maybe, I can have some of the other stuff sort of finished up by then. Hey, here we got Umbra and Umbra's house. I do love the little houses for the cats. It's really an adorable touch, as I said. I want to see if there's any new interaction with the sort of little creatures that are over here. And we do have that mysterious portal still to look at over near our place. Still no interaction with these guys, but that's alright. They're still adorable. Alright, let's head off this way. We'll leave Umbra and her house there to just enjoy the new location. Still have the turtle over here, so that's a cool thing. Oh, almost missed these berries. I am collecting all the berries because, as I said, we are going to be selling those. And to me, this is just free money here, so definitely a good thing. And the stone, the normal rock, I'm not going to worry about. But if you have noticed, I have been picking up these. Again, my apologies for the sound cutting out there. As I said, hopefully, at least with that, hopefully the new computer will be ready next week here, and nothing will go wrong with that. And so hopefully this will be the last episode for this game that I'll be using this computer for. No guarantees on it. As I said, definitely things have been a little bit not going to plan as of late. But I can hope that it will go to plan, and that way we'll be able to have it on the nice new computer. Really curious to see how the quality graphics will look on it, as well as just we won't have any issues with sound or anything, I would say, at that point. I don't think this is a game issue so much. I think it's really one that my computer just is sort of reaching an end of life type of situation, particularly for games that are this wide open. Between trying to have this game have all the area to it, plus me recording at the same time, the computer is just struggling, I think, and not sure there's too much I can do to change that. Alright, so we got those. Let's go up by the giant tortoise. And then we'll check out that portal. Get the chicken eggs. Oh, and we still have the apples to go get too. Oh, we got a house over here for this cat as well. Great to see. Yeah, anything to say this time? The sands of Dalahar once shine with sky ships and lies. A boy without crown became a blade, chasing ghosts and gold. Empires rose with air beneath their feet and fell with magic too old to hold. The mist spoke to everyone, but lied to most. Only those who listened with doubt heard the truth. That power should be held by those who do not crave it. Thank you. There is power in patience, too. Alright, so we got increased profits again for the day of 10%. Always happy with that. Pet Weasley there. Weasley's got a nice little house here. We can see into his little house some. It's adorable. Glad that he's got a little house, so that way he's not out in the cold and such. I am curious to see if this computer over here this time might do something now with these updates that they've put in. Very curious as to what the computer is. No, doesn't seem to do anything. Very curious about it though. If anyone knows what the deal is with it, I'd love to hear, so please do feel free to leave it in the comments. As I said, I'm enjoying this game fully, so really would love to learn more lore or anything like that that goes on with the game. Things that I'm just not understanding, or maybe I missed somewhere that they tell us about. Always interested in hearing those kind of things on a game, particularly one that I'm really enjoying like this one. Alright, these are still closed. Not sure if they're like a coming soon type of thing that's going to be updated in the future, or if they're simply just, I have to get to a certain day in the game for it. Also, do notice now it says day 2 and it says spring. We are going to have it where the seasons are going to change in the game. So we're going to have things like snow and everything go on in the game. I love that. I love the fact that they're going to have those things come up. I do wonder with like fall if they're going to have say like pumpkins out and stuff like that. Very curious to see. As everyone should probably know on the channel, with my love of horror, I also do love Halloween and such. So I always love that fall season and sort of seeing what they do with those kind of things. Some games do something small with it, which is fine. One that I absolutely loved, I didn't get to experience at the winter time when it actually occurred originally, but I was fortunate and they brought it back for a short time for I don't know what reason exactly, but on Virtual Towers online there, they had brought the scare mazes back into the virtual version of Alton Towers, and I felt so fortunate to get to try those out, and I just absolutely adored them. They were so much fun. If you haven't seen that video, I do highly recommend that one. I usually don't push my videos on people too much, but that was a really fun video. I had so much of a good time with it. It was actually very creepy as well, and I mean that in a good way, because it was just a lot of fun going through those mazes as it went on. So, if you haven't seen it, I do recommend that video. I definitely hope that game will have a return of the scare mazes here in the future. Curious to see what goes on with it and such. Alright, we could walk up that way, but I don't really want to, because I still have this area over here to go through. It is a lot of ground to cover and a lot of plants and stuff that I'm harvesting, but as I said, it's all for money for the shop in the end, and I do want to get that money for the shop, because the sooner I can get the money, the sooner I can upgrade things and just make the place that much better. And we gotta go pet the kitty, who's proudly showing off. Now I just realized this one's called Callie, sort of like my one dog is. And my dog would be the kind that would wear something like a strawberry on the head. So I'm just renaming her Callie the way my dog's spelling of the name is. So I know people will be like, that's Callie. Well, it's the way we chose to spell Callie. Didn't want it like a slang of California. Wanted it to be its sort of own unique thing. So it's the way we went with it. And she hasn't argued with it at all. She's fine with it the way it is. So all the stones have grown back. If they're needed for something, we will be able to harvest them at a point. But those, I did not see an ability to sell and such. So I'm really not too pushed to harvest them right now. Alright, I think we got everything pretty much from there. Let's head up this direction real fast, then we'll get the orchard. Trying to get everything done, but also trying to make it as efficient as possible here. Don't know if we went back here last time. Don't really remember this. We upped our mining level, not a bad thing. Yeah, I do not remember that area personally. You guys have to look back at the last video. You might be able to tell me, oh yeah, that was there, and but for me, I don't remember it. I think I'm just gonna hit all of them, then I'll go around and pick up the apples. Oh, there's that little guy again. Last time he gave me a bunch of apples. And he's going to do so again this time. Can't get the one that's stuck in the tree, that's alright. Come on, let's get them all. I will say the apples are the sort of hardest thing to pick up. Would be nice if I could just hold down the button and walk along and pick them up, but you know, gotta work for things a little bit too, so not the end of the world either way. Alright, I think that was all of them, other than the one that's stuck in the tree. So we'll leave it where it was. good to go on that. Like I said, that's a really cool looking bridge there now. Not sure the exact purpose of it is, but very cool looking. Alright, let's get the chickens real fast, and then we will see about this portal. Their fence is gone. Didn't they have a fence? Could have sworn that they did. I didn't even realize there was another cat over here. Buster. But definitely the houses help because you're able to see the location of the cats a bit more. Is there something at the top of this hill? Oh, there's definitely more plants here. Oh. So here's the little memorial to his friend who passed away. That's really awesome. And it really gives this great view of the entire world here. As I said, I don't know a lot of the story and stuff. I don't know if his friend had a part in making this, if his friend just would have loved this, but in either case, it's really beautiful to me. And I'm sure his friend would appreciate this, because it is just awesome. And in a way, that is a good message. Like for myself, as frustrated as I am with certain things, we gotta remember what's important in life. Okay, this doesn't seem to change anything. Not sure. It's pretty, though. Alright, well, I guess we've checked that stuff out as much as possible. Let's go ahead in here and get started for the day. What we're going to do is we're going to move these down ever so slightly. One update, as I said, I would love to see on the game is just to make collision a bit more of a thing. So that way it was easier to set up shelves and stuff without having them glitch through walls or anything of that nature. But yeah, that's a minor thing. It's not the end of the world by any means. We have to pay the Summoner's Tribute here, so I guess that's sort of our rent. Management here, $210 we have. Yeah, so we can hire this one for $150. That's fine. We could get this upgrade and stuff, but not right now. Let's go ahead and get a couple of produce shelves. And before we even get the help sort of put in here, let's get the shelves set up. Well, yes, we sort of got the help here. Hadn't intended it, but you know what? We got them. Alright, so we've got the... Which berries are these? The Azure berries. Alright. We've got those. Let's see what we have as far as produce here. So the azure berries, we've got quite a few of them. Next up we have the ghost berries is the next one. Then we have the blood berries, the ember berries, and the nightshade berries. Alright, so we could definitely use some things here. Biggest thing to me would be getting those. Let's get those. Let's go ahead and get these priced properly. We want to do market price on them. Ah, I grabbed them by accident. My bad. Alright, so yeah, we've got that price properly done there. That price is proper. As is this one. There we go. Let's go ahead and light the candle. We are going to need some more knives, so that's going to be the next thing that we'll probably go for. And we're going to need some more potions and such as well. Oh, alright, so the portal's where our guests come through. That might have been there the last time and I just completely spaced it. Alright, well, I feel sort of silly, but you know what? I learned. It is the way it is. I wonder if this means we've increased our profit by 12%. Sort of what I'm wondering. I think that could be what that is. As I said, we are going to need some more items here. And we'll get those as soon as we can. And then also the next upgrade we're going to do is going to be this one for 200 coins so we can get the 2 potions. Really, we're running more of a produce stand with a few items on top of it. People are buying quite a bit here. See, I can hold down the button and I get the money that way. Alright, so in theory here, I need to return them 1850. Whoop. Press the wrong button. Yeah, so I could do it just that way. I mean, that was using the keypad. Personally, not as much of a fan of that. I'll just be honest. I sort of like doing it where we just actually click on the register. I think it's neater that way. So, I will probably continue doing it the way I've been doing it. Yeah, because I like doing that. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get these purchased. Hello, sir. How are you doing today? There you are. You have a good day. Whoop. Wrong thing. Let's see. We need one of those. We need one of those. Let's get those shoved in there. You have a good day. Right. Day's going by so fast. Sort of sad about that. Alright, that is good. I do want another chandelier here. Let's go back over here. It was just a bit dark in this place. Whoops. There we are. And while I'd love to get the cashier for the next episode, I think the better move for me right now will be to get the shelves restocked and get the next items available. Actually, you know what? I could probably just take out a loan and do that and be better for it. I am going to most likely play the next episode as well here, back to back with this one for myself. You guys will see it as a separate episode, but we will sort of play it back to back, most likely for myself. I'll probably take out a loan. That way I can go ahead and get those other things, get the shop really set up pretty nicely here with the size that we have for right now, and then we'll go ahead and look at expanding in the future here. Thank you. Have a good day. And our last person here. And I don't really feel like I need to go out and get berries probably tomorrow, so the next episode will be a bit shorter. When I start running low on an item, that's when I'll go and start harvesting it again, kind of thing. But for now, I'll leave it as it is. Store is closed. We made over $200. But yeah, we can look in here and see as far as the produce goes, we still have large quantities of all of our berries that we have out on the shelves. So I'm not worried about those in the slightest. We should be good on those. As I said, what we're going to end up doing is probably taking out this loan, the $1,000 one here. And that way we can go ahead and get Buddy here. And we'll also get... Ooh, that could be good. Yeah, that could be very good. I wonder, if I get rid of a display, can I sell it or something for some money? We'll have to see. All that'll come in the next episode. For now, though... We're going to go over here real fast. We've got these stones here, and definitely want to harvest them. Going after the big one first. Alright, then we've got that glowing in the sky. It's like a hot water sauna there. That's glowing over there. But alright, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. In the next episode, we will go ahead, and as I said, we're going to take out the loan, so that way we can expand the shop quite nicely. We'll see about what we can add in and such. Very excited for that. And so hopefully you'll enjoy as well. For now, though, if you enjoy what I did in this episode, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you all back for more of Teddy's Haven.